rhino got his baggy skin. This is Misha, this is Abu, Gordon, and Intan. Long ago in Africa, the rhino looked rather different to the animal we see today. He was still one of the larger creatures that live in the wild, but his skin fit perfectly and it was all silky and pink. His beautiful horns were the same size and they sat very neatly on either side of his head.
Rhino was very proud of his looks and was quick to boast and compare himself to the other animals of Africa. Elephant, he would jeer. Your skin is so wrinkly and the color is so dull.
And why do your horns seem to be growing from the side of your mouth? Elephant would trumpet in anger and chase after the rhino, yelling at him not to be so vain.
The pompous rhino also mocked zebra. Those stripes of yours make me feel quite dizzy. He would sigh with exaggeration.
Whenever I see them, I feel the need to go and lie down. Zebra would snort and stomp his hooves with irritation, but Rhino would simply laugh and throw away.
Rhino would even criticize the animals that he was afraid of. He was just careful not to laugh. Lion, old friend, he would say, isn't your mane rather big and furry?
I'm quite sure that must be awful hot under all the hair. Lion would growl moodily and tell him to mind his own business.
There wasn't a creature in the land that escaped Rhino's hurtful remarks. Giraffe, your neck is far too long. Tortoise, what a cumbersome shell. Baboon, cumbersome shell. Baboon, your bottom is naked.
Monkey, your long tail is just plain silly. As for you, Warder, he would sneer. You must be the ugliest of all the animals in Africa.
The animals grumbled among themselves, so tired of Rhino's rudeness.
One day, we will pay Rhino back for every unkind word he has spoken, they said to each other, and then we will see who will be laughing.
And that day would eventually come. It was the hottest day Africa had ever known. The sun shone down so harshly that the animal could barely breathe.
Some of them lay in the shade of the trees. Others plunged themselves into a cool river or a muddy pool. But as the day grew longer, it grew hotter and hotter still.
Eventually, the animals started to take their coats, their skins and horns off, leaving them on the riverbank or beside the muddy space.
As the sun began to set, the creature began to leave the shade out of the water. They found their skin and dressed again carefully.
At last, the only skin that remained beside a muddy pool was that of Rhino. He was still submerged up to his eyes in the cool, dark mud, and he had fallen fast asleep.
This is our opportunity, whispered Elephant. I have a plan, grunted Warden. And so all the animals gathered around to hear what they should do, and then quickly and ever so quietly they set to work.
They carried Rhino's silky pink skin to another muddy puddle and dumped it in completely. Then elephant, lion and crocodile had a tug of war with the dirty skin and stretched it as far as they could.
When it was double the size and all out of shape, some of the other animals began stomping on it and stretching it with horns. Monkey in the meantime had taken one of the horns and ground it down on a road until it was half the size of the other.
At last, Rhino woke up, stumbling out of the pool, his eye half blind by the mud. He tried to put his coat back on. I can't see properly, he complained, and my skin just doesn't seem to fit right. Let us help you, offered some of the animals. Moaned Rhino, as they prodded and pulled and fastened his skin around him.
And when it was done, Monkey plunked the two horns back on his head, but not on the sides. The long one is in the middle of his snout and the short one just behind it.
Then the animals stood back to see what the rhino looked like, and what a sight to see! His skin was all grey and scratched, and it hung with baggy folds around his body. And how funny did those two odd horns look in the middle of his forehead.
The animal laughed and laughed, and Rhino, whose eyesight was still not good, because it became more and more angry. "Why are you laughing at me?" he demanded. "Your skin is dull and baggy, and your horns are in between your eyes," they sneered.
Shaking his body, he felt a loose skin around him, and peering at his nose, he could just see the ridiculous positions of his horns.
He could not contain his humiliation and he charged at the animals in a terrible rage.
Angry Rhino chased them far and wide in his ill-fitting skin, and to this day, Rhino has been baggy, grey skin, poor eyesight, and his two odd horns in the middle of his forehead.
He's often in a very bad mood and can be seen chasing the other African animal that annoy him.
The end.
The end.
The